Cloud Mechanics, hosted by SoftwareMedia.com. My name is George Phipps. I'm VP of Strategy for Software Media.
I'm Adam Childers. I'm the founder of Software Media.
And thank you for joining us. About 2 weeks ago, we hosted a webinar that went through kind of a very high-level review of teams. It was focused around how to build teams, how do teams interact, and it was really focused on that end-user adoption. What we wanted to do today is to share a real-life example with Software Media, who decided to adopt Teams about 3 years ago and take you through the journey that they went through, good, bad, and how we're evolving. So Adam, can you share with us a little bit about Software Media?
Well, Software Media has been, we started in 1997. We've become one of Microsoft's largest small business open license resellers, and are now kind of a force in the cloud Office 365 market. We've learned how to adopt what Microsoft's offering to its customers and how to position ourselves in this market to cater to both our on-premise customers as well as our cloud customers.
Are you seeing a shift in your clients' requirements or needs?
For sure. I mean, I think everyone, Office 365, everyone has heard about it, knows about it, but what they don't understand really is just all of the additional programs and features that Office now includes. You know, back in the good old days of where it was PowerPoint, Access, Excel, Word, Outlook, those were kind of your staple products. And, you know, there might have been a few additional throw-ins every once in a while, but really with Office 365, it's been, you know, you get all that stuff, and here's all the good stuff, such as Teams. That's really separated the on-premise kind of older versions of Microsoft Office compared to the new versions of 365. And we're just finding just a continued demand, especially in the small business, you know, space for people that are ready to make the move to Office 365.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest changes I think we've seen with Microsoft lately. Is it originally was Word, PowerPoint, Excel. It was these productivity tools, and over the years they've begun to bring more and more of those tools together into one ecosystem and delivering it as services. And there's a huge amount of value in things like Teams and Flow and all of these back-end services that can have a huge advantage or create a huge advantage for a lot of clients. So I understand that back in 2017, Software Media decided to begin the adoption of Teams.
Correct.
Can you kind of take us back to 3 years ago?
Correct. You know, as the owner of the business, I got into this. I want to get things organized. I want to use, you know, what we're selling and recommending to clients. We got back from World Partner Conference in Toronto and said, hey, let's put this thing into action. I got all in my ADD zone and built out all of these teams, built channels, added members, created all these what I thought were amazing subject matters with teams on there, as well as just using Teams for basic, you know, inter-office chat, which we already had been doing, and it was great. Except that I was the person that designed it. And I was the only 91% of the posts and everything and content was being made by me. So obviously something.
So good concept, not
yeah. I thought I did a great job at building the teams. I just didn't do a good job of explaining to our staff, getting them properly trained, hiring a consultant, because, you know, we're Microsoft partners. I felt like, you know, we should have known this stuff, but we didn't follow our own plan that we should have, because we didn't really exactly have a plan. And so it worked for a while, and then I would stop making posts and putting in content and, you know, communicating with the team, and guess what happened? Everyone else did as well. So
what would you take or say was the biggest takeaway from 2017 to 18?
Getting our staff here trained on Teams, using Microsoft Learning Resources, reaching out to some other partners and organizations that had been using Teams, and, you know, just spending time with all our staff here, getting input, ideas, and not just not just it being from the owner saying, hey, this is how you're going to do this. Teams it's about teams. So use your whole team to kind of design the communication system that they would all like to have, not just from the top level down.
So it sounds like you had a really good handle on it. So you must have flourished in 2018.
Well, that I think you led me into the answer you're expecting on that one, is that we still struggled with it. Creating duplicate teams, having an idea or a thought, a concept to create a team, let's say today, and 2 weeks later, no one posting anything, someone else has an idea, and all of a sudden another team is kind of built. As me as the owner, I said, oh, I've already built that team. So we've struggled with that, and I believe that's been one of the big hurdles for a lot of companies with teams, is that they get everything all organized, but it's how they interact with that on a daily basis, just being consistent.
Sure. So I wasn't trying to set you up from 2017 to 18, but I think it's a good learning lesson that a lot of clients can go through. And you're right, we're a Microsoft partner, and most organizations would think, oh, we're right on top of it and we know exactly what to do. But I will say that in talking to you before, 2019 really was the kickoff year. It seemed like everybody was engaging. There was a lot of content being shared, which is what the goal you were trying to achieve. So exactly. Can you provide like one or two things that really stuck with the other employees that increased that adoption and got them, sharing content, not just you?
Building out our team's schedule on Teams, using Teams for meetings internally, email. I believe email is one of the biggest waste of time, and that's what Teams is about, is saving time. It's that one precious commodity that we all wish we had more of, but it's the one constant in life, is that every minute of every day we all in this world are here. And I was just looking at how many emails that we were exchanging through just our intercompany emails on a particular, like if it was a file or a marketing campaign we were looking at implementing that might have 4 or 5 different recipients on it, waiting for each team member to respond back, cluttering up their inbox, my inbox. When it's in a team format, and you can actually pull the file up right there in Teams and have that kind of just instant communication right then and there, without having to just go into Outlook and look at your emails and go back and forth. It sounds kind of ridiculous, but if you really step back and take a look at how much time you spend emailing, and that it's kind of become almost like old school technology right now, and how people communicate. I mean, Teams is, I don't take personal emails, personal business emails for my staff anymore. And it's really just me setting the bar of, hey, we're going to be using Teams to collaborate. I've seen it as the owner just make us so much more productive and more efficient.
Yeah, that's a good point. We get so used to, email somebody to get an email back, when it's just a short question and answer that needs to be achieved, and you want to give multiple people visibility to it.
For sure. I believe it's the same almost concept as a group text message. Everyone in this world text message. And people, when you're group text messaging, it's different. The mindset is different than when you have a group email. Emails kind of seem like it's a more of a formal way to communicate. People are probably a little, might take a little more time to like really think about what they want to email. But the team's chatting set up, in a particular channel on a particular activity, such as a marketing campaign. Like, hey, do you like this color on this? Do you like this font? It's that group text mentality that it saves time. If you were group texting about where you're going to go to dinner, you wouldn't want to do a group email. I mean, it's that same mindset that this is what Teams is. It's that instant, everyone feels included. Someone might feel a little vulnerable sending an email out, but with a Teams chat, it's just a chat. It's just, and I think it's really helped kind of loosen some of the the guidelines and the maybe the anticipation and nervousness of some employees might have of sending an email, that it's if there's a team channel that we're all included on it as a whole team, everyone's included and everyone can participate without having to worry about when they're going to check their email. You know, you set up notifications as to when you want to get notified if it's important. It's really helped cut down so many emails that we get internally here.